connect, serve, and grow is what you can expect at the House of Reconciliation. Leadership, community, education, wellness, and participation is part of our plan for your spiritual growth and success. Family and faith is a core value for the House of Reconciliation, working to help people find their purpose. Want to make an impact in the kingdom? Ready to tap into your future? Meet us at the House Sundays with Pastor Reginald Campbell. www.houseofreconciliation.org.
That they may grow in Christ, as well as myself, for the purpose of successful living. Thank you. You may be seated. Want to welcome all of you and those that are joining us here at the Mother Campus, the Greenwood Campus, and to those that are part of the broadcast in Abbeville, Calhoun Falls, Clinton, and Lawrence, and the surrounding areas. We are happy and ecstatic to be with you this morning, and also those that may be joining us from the Greenville campus. We were there for the early bird service this morning. That's at 1427 Suite E Lawrence Road. And of course, to our virtual campus. We have a few that is under the weather. There's some people been texting me, Kiki, and talking junk about she ain't scared, and I just tell her she ain't tall enough yet. I can understand she not being scared, but she ain't tall enough yet. She's going to have to get a box. I'm just so happy that little Zena is being discharged from the hospital. She had quite a few challenges, and they were trying to discover, and she's one of our bright morning children every Sunday morning. So we're happy that she's doing in a better place and getting discharged today. And then we have a few under the weather. We have Brother Ray, who's up in the northern part of Ohio. Sister Carolyn, she may be watching, just want to say hello to you. Some people say you need to stop with that bathtub stuff, so I'll leave it at that. So I'm just messing with her. I just love to mess with people, make them smile. So you can text her and say, Pastor talked about you drinking that, and then, you know, some of them under the weather, and so I tell them they've been drinking that bathtub gin, and it'll get you, especially when your sinuses and everything is going on. I just believe in having fun and enjoy life. We've been talking about unpacking dreams. And about 5 weeks ago, the Lord inspired me to write a piece on what's your children's dreams. And I had no idea why I wrote it, and I've been dropping it down as I go along. And so I was asked on yesterday, what is my subject for the day and my title, so they can do what they need to do, and I couldn't have one, and I searched for about 9 hours, and finally it came to me, a child's dream. So I looked biblically at Joseph. He was 17. I look at Solomon, who was at a young age, I don't know his age, when he became king over Israel. And so I told the Lord, I didn't know why I had a title. And so I began to research, and I came up with this, something I'm going to share with you. Because many people, because they were not paid attention to or supported in their childhood, then it's very difficult to support what you've never been supported in. So when I look at what's your children's dream, I think about this topic, stuck in neutral. Many people, as we're closing the year of 2023, nothing has changed, nothing new. Sometimes we're just doing the same thing, expecting a different result. And so I thought about a child's dream. Oprah Winfrey used this quote, the biggest adventure you can take is to live the life of your dreams. And sometimes dreams hurt because we see a lot of failure. We don't look at the other side of the coin and see opportunity and learning. So I discovered some notes from the Learning Lab, which are made up of teachers, education, psychologists, psychiatrists, and therapists. And it says, why is it important for children to have a dream? Number one, dreams gives your child a sense of purpose. And so then I began to unravel why God had me talking about a child's dream. Because if you grow up and get into adulthood and you never accomplish anything for yourself, it kind of kills and dulls your imagination. So you're not able to create, you're not able to generate, you're not able to get above the norm. And so here it says, dreams gives your child a sense of purpose. And many people are walking around because they came through segregation, they came through racism, they came through poverty, they came through struggle, they came with having nothing. And in some instances, having children was the only excitement that some people had. And some people had so many children that they ran out of names. They just started naming them the days of the week. Yes, they just literally started naming you Monday, you Tuesday, you Wednesday, come here Thursday, come here Thursday. Because there was a lack of knowledge. And so anytime when I use the term stuck in neutral, that means nothing's moving. There's no power or energy or focus to change. So it negates the concept of purpose. One of the first things for parents, and I would like for you to like, share, and post and share it with your friends, is passion. Your child is born with a certain level of passion. And this is not to the firstborn as far as your children. This extends to your grandchildren, because sometimes we don't know how to be parents, and sometimes we don't know how to be grandparents. And one of the things that was said earlier in the earlier service was, your kids are not always right. That's tough. See, if you're hiding, you hide your children. So you're very defensive when it comes to your children, rather than having an optical view to see what is the best method for my child. You're defending your child because the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And if you expose the child, you expose the parent. If you expose the parent, you expose the culture. And so it says passion. Passion fuels purpose. This is why I say, and what I said earlier about coming up and there's no direction for your path. When I came along, the top thing that they said to you, especially if you was a male and you were of a certain ethnicity, you were just told to get a job. Education wasn't for you. I was born before the internet was invented, so that's 62 years old. These kids now have all today's technology, but what they don't have is guidance and direction. Passion fuels the purpose. So when you go back and you talk to the people who watch the broadcast, you let them know they need to watch A Child's Dream, because sometimes you're stuck in somebody else's nightmare, because that's what they told you to be. That wasn't who you were meant to be. Sometimes you have a great mind doing a mindless job. And other people who are afraid of your gift will hold you back, because their passion isn't to be the best. Their passion is to stay in front. And it's hard to stay in front the whole time. Passion fuels purpose. When your child's dreams are anchored in clear vision, you are to help your child have a clear vision and driven by his or her interests. No child grows up to want to function beneath their skill set. But if their skill set is never developed, then they can never function to their full capacity. If they can't function to their full capacity, it's definitely not passion, and it's definitely not purpose. Many people are in the wrong place doing the wrong thing, getting the wrong result when they should be doing something else. But because something else doesn't look like the norm, they are afraid to do it. Some people are artists. Some people are musicians. So it says, passion fuels purpose. When your child's dreams are anchored in a clear vision and driven by his or her interests. When do you listen to your children? You're the one brought that noise in the world. When do you listen? When did your parents ask you about your dreams? Now, let me give the statistical data, the scientific data, is that 70% of your dreams have hidden messages. What have you heard lately that has anything to do with your future? Number two is 50% of dreams are lost within the first 5 minutes of a person awakening. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, I have, my smartphone, it's going to blow by. You need to go old school and have a pen and a pad by your bed, because in 5 minutes you won't remember, and you're missing the revelations and the creativity. If there's no revelation, there's no creativity. If there's no creativity, there's not any kind of ability for execution. This is why people say common sense should tell you some things. Sometimes sense is not so common, because we serve a God that was able to feed 5,000 with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread, and there's no mathematician on earth that can figure out how you be able to feed 5,000 people out for 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. So that lets us know that if we're in the image of God, he created a certain level of creativity in us that only can be sparked between our intellect and intelligence, and not between our emotions and our anger. If we were to focus on our intellect and intelligence and allow the Spirit to birth spiritual insight, then we can walk in spiritual foresight, where the Bible says his word becomes a lamp unto my path. The problem with most people is they are walking without any word in front of them. There's no word in front of them. So they keep hitting walls, because they listen to what they hear more than what they believe. Number 2, dreams develop intrinsic resiliency in your children. What does that mean? First of all, I tore up the word, so let's get the word right. Intrinsic. Come on, say it. Help me out. Intrinsic. Okay. Resilience in your child. Now I understand why adults fail so much. They don't have any confidence. As I was riding in, I was having a conversation, and people were regurgitating their past, and they were saying that their parents and grandparents, you've all seen the commercial, and I want somebody to find me 3 red flags, because sometimes you need to throw a red flag on people. Okay? But the little girl who's at the bus stop, and her mother, and the little girl says, and the lady says, hi, and we want to invite you all over to our family house. And she said, oh, sure. Her little girl turned around and said, you said you didn't want to go back. Kids will tell the truth on you. And her mom says, oh, no. And so they were saying that how their parents and grandparents could be just talking about somebody, and that person stops by the house. Good afternoon. How are you? And the kids are like, you just talked about Mr. Paul. You talked about you hate he's at your neighbor. And now they show up in your face, and you totally different. And the tone of your voice changes. Anybody ever experienced that? Your mother, your father hollering at you, and they go, hi, Bill, how are you? Who is this? You change. Intrinsic means belonging naturally, which means people are not comfortable in their skin. And so when they get around other people, they have to pretend. I say, live like you believe. So no matter who comes in your company, you can stay authentic to yourself, because they don't really matter in your destiny. Either they're a link or a stumbling block. And so some people have to get you all beat up and all out of gear and have to run you down the country, as old people say, before you wake up and realize they just using me. I'm a stepping stone to their success, but they won't even pull me along. So when you have intrinsic resilience, you have a natural belonging, so you're comfortable wherever you go. The crowd don't move you. This comes from parenting and grandparenting. The worst thing to do is hear a child talking outside and then can't come inside, and you put them in and you embarrass me. On that talking in the microphone. Well, then don't get up there then. Because if you watch your leader, you can talk to the world. If when have y'all ever seen me have a mic way down here? I stop something in the middle and say, y'all need to take the volume out that mic so I can bring it up. And why would we give you a mic and you going to whisper? I want y'all to know that the Lord is good. And all the time, the Lord is good. Don't nobody want to hear that mess. Intrinsic. Say this with me. Lord, help me to be natural and not be moved by what I see, but let me walk by what I believe. Yes. Yes. And see, that becomes the incubator of life. When the parent comes together, yeah, it becomes the incubator of life. Yeah, because Lord, we know we got somebody watching talking about people talking, and I can't hear what they say, and the apostle, he don't repeat nothing. Come on.
You said earlier that we need to walk what we believe. But my question was, then I need to believe first, right?
Yes.
Before I can start walking.
Yes.
Because if I'm walking and I don't believe, then it's hard to walk what I believe.
Right. You're walking out of step. He can't light up a path that you don't believe.
So then I need to fix my belief system first.
You need to fix your belief system. And
Okay.
every child belief system begins at home. That house is the nursery. And that nursery has to strengthen the belonging naturally. See, we get caught up on, oh, she's so cute, the boys don't like her. Oh, she got light green eye. Oh, she cute. Oh, yes, I'm going to say, oh, she light-skinned. Did you tell on the mother? Go ahead. Mother said, Hazel. Yeah, Tootie, if you're listening, you call me because I got to tell you what Hazel said about you. Okay, we're going to gossip on that one now. But this is what people do. So you create inferiority complexes in your children. And children have these inferiority complexes. Well, you know, she looks better than me, or she's taller than me, or he's taller than me. And the dark ones catch hell. Now, I said it. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yeah, you go on out there and sweep up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all ain't nobody want to go with me now, do you? I know I'm talking to the world, but the world needs to know the truth. Yes. Yes. That's sabotage. Picks and favors are sabotage. Oh, I know they're going to take care of me. The one you pet is never the one to take care of you. In fact, that's the most selfish one because they take after you. They've never had to earn nothing. Well, I know Johnny going to take care of me. Live long enough. Oh, they look just like me. That means they crazy like you too. Am I right, Mother? The apple don't fall far from the tree. If I took Ricky and had Sister Macon stand up here, ain't nobody gonna believe that that's Sister Macon's child. For multiple reasons. But if I put her up here, they're gonna know that's Ricky's mama. I'm just telling you the truth. So you have to be comfortable in whatever skin you're in. And it's not the skin you need to fix, it's your faith. See, you've given up too much. See, we add up what we don't have, we don't add up what we can have. And this takes me back to being a grasshopper. We see ourselves as grasshoppers. And you looking over at a place you just come from. And if God has no respect of person,
quit telling God about your complaint and start praising him what he can do. God can put you in a house and give you what you thought you couldn't have. But if you keep telling God what you don't have, you ought to tell God what you do have. I believe, God, that you're going to help me. I believe, God, that you're going to send somebody to help me accomplish what my heart desires. We don't talk to God like that. We just file complaints. Some of us got a lot of spiritual parking tickets. Dreams develop an intrinsic nature of belonging, and it's essential. Because listen, people can tell when you're uncomfortable. Hello, good morning. Oh, how y'all doing? Oh, I don't know why they asked me to come up here. Then I would be like, well, go sit down. That's what my grandmother would say. Then you go sit down. If you don't know why you up there, you go sit down. Then nobody put you up there to figure out what the heck you're supposed to be doing. Because when you do something, you should do it through your faith. I'm comfortable in my God. I don't care if you believe in snake gods. It don't have nothing to do with my God. I don't care if you don't believe. It has nothing to do with my God. I don't care if you don't believe that I believe that my God. I will not let you change my faith in my God. It ain't what they told me. It's what I believe. Oh, Lord. Y'all about to wake up the preacher. We can't wake him up. Him sleep. Your child has to become resilient. Children have big dreams. And the reason we crush children's dreams is because no one listened to ours. And then this is what now I understand. Because I realized, I said, Lord, I don't understand why a child's dream. And then when I started reading the behavior status from the psychiatrists and from the therapists and from the educators, it's the fact that people are scared. As an adult, they're scared. And you tell them I said it. Down there in Calhoun Falls and Abbeville and where else? In Greenwood. How do you be scared of a company trying to intensify your education? If you're doing the same thing that you were doing back then, that's why you don't have no more now. And if you keep doing the same thing you're doing, you won't have no more for later. At some point, yes, ma'am. You're going to have to get a mic. You're going to come on up here, so let Willie see you. I was at church, Pearl. Come on. Because you know we got complaints. So I'll continue to read this. Children have big dreams, but some are too scared to pursue them. I'm going to ask you, what are you scared to pursue? Because whatever you're going to pursue is going to be bigger than you. Yes, ma'am.
Most people weren't taught to dream themselves, and the children are watching what they do, and it's hard to pass something on to your children that you don't know for yourself. So we really got to reprogram ourselves before we can teach things to our kids.
Because every kid should challenge their parents to be dreamers. Your inheritance has a lot to do with what you dream. If no one tells you who you are, then you don't have an identity. And if everybody measures you based on what they see, they are failing you, because we're in a failed society. And other people will take that and study you and cause you to hate yourself when they benefit from your hate. You can never measure yourself by what you see in the mirror. You have to measure yourself by what you believe. So I say to the children, I say to the kids, challenge your parents and say, Pa, are you dreaming? Mama, are you dreaming? Because if you're not dreaming, then you can't help me with my dream. You cannot help me if you're not a dreamer, because you were sucked into a vacuum of society. So you saw yourself through a certain ethnicity and you didn't see yourself through God. It doesn't matter who hatched you or birthed you, you still are God's creation. You are whole whether you don't have everything you're supposed to have. But society and sight tells you, well, look at them, they got a new car. We can't even let the windows up in our car. Thank God you're riding. See, you're trying to measure yourself. You're trying to compete with people. You're not one designed to compete. You were designed to worship. And God, when you follow him and strengthen your faith, he will put you in places that make you uncomfortable because he's saying your present mind is too small to handle the gift that I'm building in you. So I have to put you in a place that's going to stretch you. You're going to feel vulnerable when God starts working with you. My grandmother would tell you if you got up and you were scared to preach, you weren't supposed to be up there. That's where I come from. You just look around. Because people will hate your passion and your purpose. Confused people never solve problems. As a parent and an educator, we play a pivotal role. So you was absolutely right to say, basically what she was saying, we didn't come from dreamers. We come from strugglers and survivals and segregation and poverty. And so that's our makeup. And so we believe we ain't supposed to have nothing. And if you believe, I don't care if you were born in a shack, I don't care if you were born outside, under a tree, in a trailer, in the backseat of a car, it don't matter if you were born in a mansion, you still got to walk the same road everybody else do. But you don't see yourself successful. Because certain institutions will tell you that you don't belong. And here's what my challenge to people is, can you serve God without begging and struggling? Can he just be a God of worship and you're not asking God to pay your light bill and your water bill? You're not asking God to help you find a job. Your education will find you a job. He said your gift will make room for you. He can't open every door. There's some doors you have to knock on. He said, knock, seek, and ye shall find. See, you too prideful to seek because you feel vulnerable. It's nothing wrong with a healthy no. It saves you time and them time. Because if they don't fit what you got, then you don't fit what they need. We have to teach our church courage, confidence, and certitude to dream. Stabilize your grandchildren. Don't fuss at their mama because you were crazy when you was a mama. Help your child realize that he or she can do anything as long as she or she sets his mind to it. You can't be distracted and be successful. Is there any golfers? Anybody ever play golf? There's a thing that when you first get out on course, they call it golfer's luck, where, you may get a good shot. Oh, I got a hole in one. Might be 30 years before you ever got close to that. Does this make sense? While chasing his or her dreams, how many of you are chasing dreams? And how many of you are just surviving the day? And the only personality you have is how much you have struggled this week. Oh, Lord, I got an extra $50. I can put something on that bill. Lord, it's hard out here. It's tough. They already don't like me no way. Are you a dream chaser or an excuse giver? Because some people can find an excuse not to do nothing. They can talk themselves right out of success. You can't be positive and negative and expect to win. You can't throw the ball out of bounds and then expect to blame the referee and nobody was throwing the ball but you. You threw the ball out of bounds. That's why I say we need red flags in the church. So we can throw that red flag, and every time you say something negative, some of y'all, we wouldn't even be able to see you because the flags would be so high. Because everything that come out of your mouth and everything that's in your zone is negative. It's what I can't do. It's what they won't let me do. Well, you know, they said we don't swim. Bungee jumping ain't our thing. You need to go to the island of Pentecost, where they were bungee jumping, and that's where they got it from. They'll tell you, oh, you know, we don't boat. And if you go back and look in history, every boat that they're using in European races came from. They told you you don't do that, so you won't do that. And you so smart, you listen to them. Big dummy. They said we don't work in the office. Then when some of y'all in the office, then some of us and all like, what they doing? Who let them in there? And then some of y'all just need to be slapped. Yes, I'm saying it. You get in the office and don't want nobody else in the office but you. Yes, I said it. You're the only one supposed to be up there. Then you agree with them to kill your own. And if you look at our current society, they support some of the craziest ones that's in their group. Now you can do the math, but let one of y'all get up in there. What are you doing in here? I don't know what he doing in here. Well, you got to get rid of him. Yeah, we sure do. You can't have a voice unless you're at the table. You should not let other people discourage your children. But if you can't pay attention to your children, then you can't check the level of what your children will deal with. I'm going to give you 3 steps and I'm gone. 3 steps to empower yourself and your child's dream. First one, champion your passion so you will know how to help your child's passion. Foster an environment in which your child's dreams are valued to give your child. See, parents, confidence comes from parents. And confidence is not things. Confidence is in a confidence you have in your skill set and your ability. Confidence to pursue his or her goals and aspiration. And when your child aspires to be a lawyer or a comedian, your child deserves a safe environment. Stop leaving your children with everybody. Some people are not fit to babysit for you. They're not fit. Their language is not fit. Their behavior is not fit to share his or her dreams openly and confidentially. They have to have confidence. I'll tell you, your children can duck under the pew. My grandchildren, their roots, they better not ever buck under a pew. We weren't trained like that. Confidence comes from the home. Additionally, children feel empowered knowing they have people around them that believe in them and that they can accomplish their dreams. So take time to listen to your children's hopes and dreams. Affirm your child and his or her abilities. And tell your child that you believe in them. Stop fussing at them all the time. And this is what I tell parents. I had two wonderful daughters. I don't know. Now, they probably would chime in and say, I'm not telling the truth, but y'all ignore them if they do. But I don't think I ever yelled at them, my girls. Now, my son is different. I know I yelled at him. But the reason I didn't yell at my daughters is because I don't want that to be a standard that they think men have to yell at them. My grandmother used to say, nobody should be yelling unless there's a fire in the house. You remember that? Nobody should be raising their voice. We're adults. You go calm down until we can have a conversation. Yeah, she said when you got married, don't yell unless there's a fire. Some of y'all yelling talking about the cookies. Do I know? And have a love seat. Look, I told you he getting ready. He talking about have a love seat in the house. Let's ask him. You got a new love seat? Now he want to act like, well, you know, you said it. We talking about a fire. He talking about a love seat. Well, maybe it's going to be some fire on the love seat. I don't know. Help your child understand the value of being resilient. Let your child know that they are going to have setbacks and disappointments that are temporary. How many of you all have quit because of no? No in the business world to me is not now, but possibly later. Somebody tell you no, you all mad, you tap their card, you don't ever come back. No means no today, but it's a possible for tomorrow. I grew most of my businesses because of no. Because I figured out how to turn a no into a yes. You get told no, you get in your feelings. Because you can't deal with the truth about yourself. To be successful, you have to be vulnerable to opportunities. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing on that one. I guess I threw water on it when you were talking about the love seat. Love seat on fire. Mother Coleman, they running out the house. Ooh, get my cane, Lord, it's on fire, the house on fire. D talking about it's gonna be some fire on the love seat, girl. Come on. I ain't mad at you. When your child chases dreams and make mistakes, here's a new word. It isn't that they fail. It's a learning cycle. You don't fail if you learn from it. Does that make sense? Number 3, equip your child with tools to be successful. I would like to ask people kids who've been playing video games for years that are now grown men sitting somewhere on somebody's couch, how well did that help? How well does a new TV help? A TV and a video game is nothing but babysitters, and they're grown people playing them. There's nothing wrong with you playing them, because it's a good way to distract your mind from other things, but you can never walk away from reality. How many things that were temporal, we've become addicted to them? Equip your child with tools of success. That's number 3. Remember, number 2 was help your child understand the value of resilience. If they're going to cry, let them cry. But after they finish crying, you got to tell them, get up. We got to do this again. Greatness don't come in an instant. Greatness come with great prep. Greatness don't come in an instant. It's something that has to be repeated until it increases in mental memory and muscle memory. That's how you sustain success. God bless you. I'll see you soon. Any off-camera questions now? Okay, thank you. We have to upgrade another phase of the media system